Hello, welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome. If you're new here, my name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach. And today we're talking about the 11 worst chips and why you should avoid them. So if you're excited, give this video a big, huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching, where I offer personalized to you macros and calories. Highly recommend, as well as one-on-one coaching if you would like to chat with me directly. Links and discounts to my favorite healthy things are also down in the description box. So let's jump into the 11 worst potato chips and why. First, I want to preface today's video with no food is bad or good. No food should be restricted or eliminated, but there are obviously foods out there that are healthier than others. And these 11 potato chips are not the healthiest chips out there. Doesn't mean you have to avoid them, but they should just be eaten in moderation. Now that disclaimer is over, let's talk about potato chips. There are so many kinds of chips out there. Everything from simple sea salt to barbecue, salt and vinegar, sour cream and onion, and even weird flavors like seaweed and dill pickle, and lots of hot, spicy varieties as well. We know that overall potato chips are not considered a healthy snack. They are crunchy, they are delicious, they're amazing, and they can be eaten in moderation, but they just don't offer a lot of nutritional value. However, there are some chips that are just better than others, and there are some chips that are worse than others. And the 11 that I'm going to share with you today fall at the bottom of this list. Number one comes from Pringles, and these are the Baconator chips. These are designed after Wendy's Baconator burger. That in itself explains why this is falling on the list. We know that the Wendy's Baconator is like 12 or 1300 calories, packed with lots of saturated fat, and these Pringles, they're not much better. 15 chips, and who eats 15 chips, is 150 calories, 9 grams of fat, and 16 carbohydrates. There's no fiber, there's no protein. They're very, very high in saturated fat and sodium, and that's what makes them a little bit more harmful to your health. Kind of like the Wendy's Baconator burger. If you're going to eat these, just stick to the serving size, as hard as that can be. But like I said, there are some healthier alternatives out there. Number two makes me a little sad because I actually really enjoyed these chips, and these are the Doritos Cool Ranch. 12 chips, so even less than Pringles, is 150 calories, 8 grams of fat, 190 milligrams of sodium, and 18 grams of carbs, and really no nutritional value, which is pretty common amongst most potato chips. Honestly, Doritos are one of the worst potato chips that you can consume for multiple reasons. They're made with lots of artificial flavors, colors, and they're refined carbs. And refined carbs cause our blood sugar to skyrocket. They don't offer any nutritional value and can be really unhealthy for people with blood sugar issues or diabetes, pre-diabetic, or if you're just looking to consume more whole, real, complex carbs, Doritos certainly do not fall on this list. What also makes the Cool Ranch on this list is they're really easy to overeat. They're delicious, so you can mindlessly just put Doritos in and not really be concerned with how many you're eating. And remember, only 12 in a serving. Number three are Cheetos Puffs, the airy Cheetos. 13 chips, 160 calories, 10 grams of fat, 270 milligrams of sodium, so a lot of sodium, and 16 grams of carbs. There's a lot of fat, sodium, and carbohydrates in puffed Cheetos. They're really easy to overeat. And remember, a serving is only 13 chips, and you're going to get 270 milligrams of sodium in 13 chips. So just think, if you ate 2 or 3 servings, how much sodium you're eating and how many calories you're consuming. Not to mention, they're flavored with artificial colors and flavors. Number 4 is going to be Funyuns, the Flamin' Hot. 13 chips is 140 calories, 6 grams of fat, 290 milligrams of sodium, so the most sodium so far, and 16 grams of carbs. Now, they're not the worst offender when it comes to calories. They are just loaded with excess sodium, and the red you see on there, that's an artificial color. The worst artificial colorings out there are yellow number 5 and red number 40. Unfortunately, Flamin' Hot Funyuns contain both. Now, this one may be a little surprising. These are just the original Ruffles potato chips. You only get 12 chips for 160 calories, 10 grams of fat, 150 milligrams of sodium, and 15 carbohydrates. You wouldn't think these would fall on this list. I mean, there's no weird colors or weird flavorings, but these chips are deep fried in really unhealthy oils, and they're big. That's what makes them delicious and crunchy. Because they're fried in such an unhealthy oil, they pack a big punch of cholesterol and unhealthy fat. And you only get 12 chips for 160 calories. So again, very easy to overeat. And because these are unflavored, chances are we're dipping them in something, which is adding to the extra calories, saturated fat, sodium, all the things we're trying to avoid in a healthy diet. Number 6 are the Fuego Takis. Now, this may be unpopular. This may be shocking. I've never tried a Taki. I know what they are. I know they're like a rolled corn chip, but I've never had one. But the Fuego ones are falling on this list. 13 chips is 156 calories, 8 grams of fat, 207 milligrams of sodium, and 18 carbs. They have extremely high sodium, and they are just loaded with processed ingredients. They're really one of the worst choices as far as nutrition goes for potato chips. There's additives, food colorings, lots and lots of sodium, and lots of unhealthy fat. 120 milligrams of sodium in a 1 ounce serving, which is a third of what's recommended for your day. So you're eating a third of your day's worth of sodium in 1 ounce of Takis. And because these are highly processed, it's really easy to overindulge. Number 7 are Fritos chili con carne flavored chips. Now, I love a good Frito. I actually like the chili flavored ones as well. You actually get 23 chips. Now, they're little chips for 160 calories, 9 grams of fat, 200 milligrams of sodium, and 16 grams of carbs. Now, if you're in the market for a healthy chip, this is certainly not going to fall on that list. These contain what's called molasses solids, which is a really unhealthy preservative and additive to foods. There's also a lot of artificial coloring, which gives them that kind of burnt orange hue. And there's some artificial flavorings as well. And like I said, it might seem like a lot, 23 chips, but these are pretty small chips, so you're not really getting a lot for the fat, sodium, and all the unhealthy artificial ingredients. Now, number 8 may even be more surprising because these are baked chips. These are the Ruffles baked sour cream and cheddar chips. 11 chips, 120 calories, so the lowest calories so far. 3.5 grams of fat, 220 milligrams of sodium, and 23 carbohydrates. So the most carbohydrates so far. These are marketed as being healthier. They're baked, right? So they're healthier than the ones fried. Not necessarily. These are packed with sodium and lots of carbs. I mean, 10 grams more than most of the other chips we've mentioned so far. And that's 10 grams of carbs more per serving. All of the sodium in these chips is likely to lead to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and even heart disease. And rather than having natural coloring that gives it that kind of orange hue, they contain yellow number 6 and yellow number 5, which are some of the worst artificial colorings out there. And these chips have both of them. So just because they're marketed as baked certainly does not make them healthy. Number 9 are Hers salt and vinegar chips. Now, I've never heard of Hers. I don't believe we have them in Arizona where I live, but I do love a good salt and vinegar chip. 13 chips is 150 calories, 9 grams of fat, 490 milligrams of sodium, 490 per serving, and 16 grams of carbs per serving. 13 chips, 490 milligrams of sodium. I think that kind of speaks for itself why this is landing on the list. Not to mention, there's a lot of fat in these chips. In fact, 13% of your daily recommended intake in 1 serving. You should never eat a brand of chips that is more than 10% of your daily recommended intake of fat, and this is certainly more than that. The fat, the excess amount of sodium, and just the unhealthy oil these are fried in, these are chips that shouldn't be eaten very often. Number 10 comes from the Kettle brand, and these are just the plain sea salt kettle chips. 13 chips, 150 calories, 6 grams of fat, 9 grams of fat, 110 milligrams of sodium, and 15 carbs. Now, these aren't the worst of the worst, especially when it comes to sodium. We know that there are some other ones, Hers salt and vinegar, that have a lot more sodium than the kettle chips. And they're only made from 3 ingredients: potatoes, oil, and salt. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But even with the minimal ingredients, these are packed with 9 grams of fat per serving. And I don't know about you, like I've mentioned, who eats 1 serving of chips? They have a lot of inflammatory oils that they're fried in, and the kettle chips are no different. So even though the ingredient list looks really good, these are still chips that are unhealthy options. And number 11, we're circling back to the beginning of Pringles, and these are the Buffalo Ranch. Again, 15 chips, 150 calories, 9 grams of fat, 280 milligrams of sodium, and 16 carbs. No one is denying, nobody's denying Buffalo's a delicious flavor combination, but it's not the healthiest. Packing 280 milligrams of sodium in 1 serving is insane. That's a lot of sodium, one of the top on the list. That's 12% of what you should be consuming daily in one serving of potato chips. Not to mention the ingredients in these chips are horrible. They're terrible. Just like the other chips we mentioned, you're not really getting any type of clean ingredients. I mean, the kettle ones were the closest and still fell on the unhealthy chip list. But Pringles in general are going to fall on this list, but the Buffalo ones, they're one of the top for the unhealthiest potato chip. So let me know down in the comments, did any of these surprise you, or are any of these your go-to chips that now you're like, maybe I shouldn't eat these as often? Remember, chips just don't serve a lot of nutritional value. They're something that goes along with a more healthy option. You can still eat potato chips in moderation, even the 11 on today's list, but just remember what you're getting out of a potato chip is crunch. You're not really getting any vitamins, minerals, nutrients, or nutritional value in general, but who doesn't love a good chip? I love a good chip. I eat chips on a regular basis. Just make sure you're choosing the healthiest option and you're sticking with the serving size. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell is turned on so you never miss a future video. I do upload every Tuesday and Thursday. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching, where I do offer personalized macros and calories and one-on-one coaching, and all of the links and discounts to my favorite healthy things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.